We have a breaking news coming in from Meghalaya. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma has reacted to alleged instances of checking of work permits by some pressure groups. Well, the Chief Minister's reaction comes after the alleged assault of some non-local workers at the JN Stadium complex yesterday. Listen in.
Which department checks, which enforcing agency checks work permits of people who come here for work? And you know, in the context of pressure groups taking advantage of it.
No, there is nothing called work permit. There is a registration that is done by the Labour Department, and that is what is the only policy that is followed by our state. And this, as you know, was done by our government only in the first MDA1. And it's the Labour Department that looks into all these aspects. So, as I said, there's no work permit or nothing like that, but registrations are mandatory. And this is done, and this was done, if you recall, from all aspects. Number one, as I said, to provide safety for the respected individuals, labourers also, and also to keep a full database of the different labourers who are working in our state.
Sir, but we have seen the KSU, sir, they are intensifying this checking, what they call this work permit, checking on work permit, based on the fact that they have alleged that the government has failed to implement the ILP and MRSSA.
Number one, nobody is authorized to check these papers. That's number one, and nobody can. Of course, there are incidents where individuals go or organizations go and all, but that is not as per the law. So therefore, they are completely on the wrong side of the law when they go and check. And just to inform that the government and the police has in fact filed cases against, 4 cases have been filed, FIRs have been filed against different organizations who have done this in the past few days. Number two, you've mentioned that that individuals have or organizations have mentioned that government has failed to implement the ILP. There is the question of implementing the ILP doesn't arise because ILP has not been passed or not been implemented or not been enforced in the state of Meghalaya. We have passed a resolution in the state assembly that urging the government of India to implement the ILP in the state, but that has not been cleared yet. So the question of not implementing it doesn't arise. That's number two. MRSSA is a fact. Again, you are aware that we had passed the MRSSA, made the amendments in it, but it was at the governor's level, and governor had then sent it or mentioned that it should be sent to the central government, Home Ministry, for President's assent. And accordingly, we had sent it. They had sent back and asking us to look into different aspects, which again, we are examining those aspects and seeing how to move forward, because there are a lot of points that were mentioned by government then. So the question of non-implementation doesn't arise. Regarding the question of different projects being stalled, no project has been stalled because of this kind of checks, whatever they call it. I wouldn't call it checks. They are just simply coming and intervening and trying to disturb these projects, which is not correct. These projects, whatever projects are going on, are in the interest of the state and the people. If anybody has any concerns and issues, they should follow and they should ask the departments to find out and give a list. And of course, if anybody has any concerns, we're ready to inform and give them the information. But as I said, taking the law in their own hands and going and do the checking, social checking or whatever they may call it, is something that is actually not at all acceptable. And as I said, as per law and the provisions of the law, the police will take necessary action.
Well, sensation prevailed in Shillong's Polo area yesterday after labourers from outside engaged in renovation work of the JN Stadium were allegedly assaulted by members of a pressure group. The labourers and a technician from a private firm in Delhi were allegedly assaulted on JN Stadium premises in Polo grounds following a supposed drive to check labour licence. The labourers were hired for paving work as part of the stadium's renovation in preparation for the upcoming Durand Cup tournament in the city. Meanwhile, the Meghalaya Human Rights Commission has taken suo motu cognizance of the assault on labourers at the JN Stadium on Tuesday. The Commission has also issued a notice to the Superintendent of Police, East Khasi Hills, to submit a detailed report within 2 weeks. So the Meghalaya Human Rights Commission has taken suo motu cognizance of the assault on labourers at the JN Stadium on Tuesday. The Commission has also issued a notice to the Superintendent of Police, East Khasi Hills, to submit a detailed report within 2 weeks.